So I was hanging out in the Mos Eisley cantina the other day, and this Gamorrean guard wandered in, and he had a bag over his shoulder. Wanders over to me and says in his Gamorrean language, and I don't speak that language, so I'm going to translate it into English, if I'd like to buy some Star Wars goodies. Only for a few credits. He was offloading them cheap. And so I thought, you know what, I've got a few credits left. Sold this BB-8 droid pretty cheap the other week, and made some money. And I thought, you know what, why not? And this is the first of the many, many goodie videos that I'm going to be showing off. So if you do like your hopefully obscure Star Wars merch, then do keep your eye on this channel. There will be a few videos going up, probably quite a few to be honest, over the next few days and in the future. So what we have here is from 1998, so before the prequels. And it is, look, the official Souvenir annual from 1998. Now it says 64 pages. You look at that, I'm sure it is 64 pages, but 64 sounds like a lot, doesn't it? And it's not. I think the cover is pretty much as thick as the annual, to be fair. And this book promises big value, 64 pages, stories, activities, technical details, and features. 1998, so it's like well over a couple of decades old. So I'm going to take you a little tour through this. So this is obviously after the special editions. Let's just move the Jawa and the Mandalorian out the way, shall we? So this is before the Phantom Menace, but we do have the special editions, so I'm sure they will get a mention. Now I got this really, look, it's a second-hand one. I'm going to cover the guy's address. It used to belong to somebody called Daniel. In 1998, Daniel owned this annual, and I am guessing Daniel is a fully grown adult now who hopefully still loves Star Wars. Yes, he puts his address. He does put his address. I'm going to cover that up, but he also puts that he lives in a rebel base, care of Luke Skywalker. So that's quite good. Now in this annual, so we've got all these. Isn't it weird going back to Star Wars before the prequels? I think the fandom was nicer back then, wasn't it? It wasn't, you know, they got a bit mad at Ewoks and crap like that. But now here's hoping that Daniel hasn't drawn all over this thing. So we got a nice little timeline there. Goes through the birth of Chewbacca, the birth of Ben Kenobi, the birth of Mon Mothma, birth of Han Solo. It gives you all the birthdays. Now I wonder if, and you would hope that this is all still canon stuff, that they haven't gone back and go, well, actually, we don't count this and we don't count that. Because sometimes with the timelines of Star Wars, it does get a little bit confusing. For me, anyway. And then we have little profiles. Obviously, Leia, Luke, the main characters there. Look at that hairstyle. What's up with that hairstyle, Han? I don't remember his hair looking like that in the movie. I think they may have done some cropping on this. It's even got the height of the characters. I didn't know that Ben Kenobi was 1.75 meters tall. Did you know that? Chewie. Oh, check out the Chewie pose. Look at that. Is that Mr. Wookiee or not? I definitely think. Now, we also learned that R2-D2's hair, not applicable, which is quite interesting. 3PO there. Jabba the Hutt has orange eyes. So that's interesting. Darth Vader, hair colour, none. Well, we know that's true because he fell in a volcano, didn't we? Stormtroopers, human. Grand Moff Tarkin, black hair. Doesn't mention his pink slippers. And then we get a whole bit of blurb. A lot of writing. It's quite a lot of writing in this, which I'm quite happy about. It's very easy with a Star Wars book just to fill it up with pictures, isn't it? So I'm not going to pause it long enough for you guys and girls to read it, although, you know, I'm going to go through the pages, so if you eagle-eyed little so-and-sos want to do it, knock yourself out. It's fine. I don't think this book is still available in shops anyway, so it's very, very rare. Nice little map of the Death Star there. Just in case you want to, you know. Death Star apparently is 120 kilometers in diameter. So good to know that the Empire uses metric system, which is quite nice. Passengers, 843,342. That's very specific. There's all the information about Star Destroyers, Millennium Falcon, X-Wing, Y-Wings, Luke's Land Speeder. Oh, there's the activities. Can you help guide the Millennium Falcon to the Death Star? Well, to be fair, you don't need to, because you just need to fly near to it, and it will, it'll catch you. It looks like Daniel's done it, so thanks, Daniel. Your star saves me from doing a maze. You can join the UK Star Wars fan club. Daniel has filled all that out. I can't read your writing, Daniel. Don't know how old you were when you did this, but never mind. It's £12.99 a year. Wow. And then we move on to the Empire. So we're up to 32 pages in this wonderful 64-page book. And we've just started Empire Strikes Back. Gives you all the blurbs. Quite a cool book, actually. £5.99 this cost when it came out. It would probably cost you about 15 quid now, if not more. I've never bought an annual in decades. So we get all the information about the Empire characters, Yoda, 0.66 meters. It tells you a Genis. I'm guessing that's where he's from because Lando's human. Genis is not a word that I'm too familiar with. I'm sure somebody knows what species Yoda is by now. Emperor, human. Boba Fett, human. Well, is he though? I don't know. Going to be classed as a Mandalorian, or I don't know. You'll see on this Star Wars channel, I never claim to be the sole expert on Star Wars. I do know quite a lot, but there's also a hell of a lot that I don't know. So if I do make the odd mistake, don't worry about it. I am only human. My genus is human, therefore imperfect. My favorite Star Wars vehicle of all time, the all-terrain armored transport. 15.5 meters high, 20 meters in length, a crew of 3. You could actually get more than 3 in because you could fill that with troops, if I remember rightly enough. I did have the Kenner toy as a kid. Info about the probe droid. We got another maze. Daniel's done that one again. Daniel, you let me down. I can't do these mazes. Not a huge fan of mazes, to be honest. So, and then we're up to page 48 when we get to Return of the Jedi. I'm sorry I'm taking a lot long. This is the first time I've looked at this book, so I'm kind of reading it whilst videoing it. And for everybody's favourite, and we know that everybody loves the Ewoks. I don't remember everybody going mad about the Ewoks back in '83 when Jedi came out. It seems to be one of those things that everybody went mad at later on. A bit like Titanic. When Titanic came out, nobody really watched the film and went, well, that sucked. I really liked it. And then for some reason, there was a big shift years later when people just went, actually, we hate the film. Same with the Ewoks. I always liked the Ewoks. Mothma, Admiral Akbar. We get the Rancor. Oh, we don't get Rancor height. We don't know what the Rancor, and we don't know how tall the Sarlacc is either. Where you get the Scout Trooper and the Snow Trooper. The biker Scout Troopers are always cooler, I think, aren't they? I mean, I like the Snow Troopers, but there's something really cool about a speeder bike. And then we get details all about the Jabba's sail barge and the skiff. Every time I see the skiff, I always think of the Weequay figure. I got very excited when I managed to find a Weequay figure in a shop once, and I bought it. It's great. Because that was one of those, it wasn't super rare, it was just super rare for me. I hadn't seen it. And then we get all the specs for the unfinished Death Star, which is quite weird because it's not finished, is it? And next, look at this. Oh, and next. Look at this sort of, look at this last paragraph. I mean, bear in mind this is before the prequels and the sequels and all that sort of stuff. Now Anakin once more has taken his place behind Yoda and Ben, the young Jedi Knight. Fervently hopes that oppression and cruelty have now given way to peace and harmony in the galaxy. But who knows? Only time will tell. The ultimate reason that I'm smiling in a minute is because of this picture. Look, it's before Lucas replaced Sebastian with Hayden. It's my main issue with I have a few issues with the special editions, but my main issue is the replacement of this guy. So he lives on in here. And then you've got the solution for the mazes. And at the back, you've got a nice little picture of the Falcon. So it is a pretty cool, actually. It's 1997. So this would have been released in 97 when the special editions came out, but it is for 98. Okay, now I've got it. Duh. So this probably would have come out around November, October or something, because that's generally when these annuals come out, isn't it? But it's kind of cool. This is 27 years old. And it's still in pretty good condition, other than having Daniel's address written in it and him having finished all the activities. But I'm all right with that. So I think the Gamorrean Guard did a pretty good job for selling me this for like 1 credit. What do you think? Is this an annual that you've ever seen? Is it one that you think, if you've never seen it, is it pretty good? Is it worth $5.99? I think it would have been worth $5.99 back in the day. I think the thing is, like back in the day for Star Wars fans, this would have kept us quiet for hours, even if we're fast readers. But I think nowadays a kid would burn through that in about 20 seconds and go, right, where's my other presents? But I like it, and I just thought I'd do a nice little sharey video to show it off for you.